Jack it up. Jack it up.
What's going on, everybody? It's Dot Bets checking back in. We got our Week 13 NFL on the dot picks to go over. I'll answer any of your questions you guys got for season long, DraftKings, DFS, FanDuel. I play a lot more on the DraftKings side, so I'll show you some lineups I got made up for those. But yeah, I'll go over my picks, and then we will pretty much hand it over to you guys. Any questions you guys got? You guys will lead the show from there. We'll be here for about 15 to 20 minutes today. And then we'll be also on the TNT bets. I will give a call in for one of these plays on there. So check me out on that show. It's TNT bets. I'll go there to do a live show. I think they start at 11:30, but I don't know when I'll be on. They'll just give me a call. So check me out on there. So let's dive into our first one. Claybert. It's a great day to win some money. Oh yeah. The optimism of Sunday morning is unmatched. Unmatched, Claybert. So let's get into it. All right. Big play of the day. Falcons +3 for 3 units. And this is going to be the one that I feature on TNT Bets as well. Wow. Look, new viewer above. Exactly. Thanks, Clay, for checking in. Also, hit that follow button. I know it says that we only have 9 here. I'm going to update this after the stream. We got 25 now. So once we get to 100, I'll put 100 names in the randomizer, and boom, some person's going to get Venmoed $100. So go ahead, tell your friends to follow Dot Bets on Twitch. And shout out to Claybird Creative on all the stream tips to get it up and rolling. Good work, buddy. All right, into the pick. Falcons +3 units. This goes against everything about my core belief on the Falcons, but they've shown out recently. They're 3-1 in their last four games. I know they lost big time, 24-9 in their last meeting. Didn't score in the second half. Matt Ryan, I think, had an abysmal 48 QBR rating. I'm looking into their run defense this week. Another week to maybe get after Taysom Hill. As you guys can recall, Taysom they were preparing for Winston the entire week that they were playing in week 11 or what the hell ever week was. And then all of a sudden Taysom Hill is a starter. So I think that threw kind of a screwball at them in their game planning, and they weren't ready for Taysom Hill. I think this go around they're going to make Taysom throw it and throw it very often. Hopefully they got a couple QB spies on him throughout the day, and basically make him beat him through the air. I hope so, because I also have a couple prop bets on Taysom, or not on Taysom, on Michael Thomas. So I think he's going to have an okay day for DraftKings as well. And then I also like that the second divisional matchups are usually closer than the first. Some people don't show their cards, as they would say, early on in some matchups, and so I think today the Falcons. I would even sprinkle some in their money line, but definitely with Julio back, I think Julio's the difference. I don't think Gurley is much of a difference, because I think the Saints defense is very good and they can stop the run. So if the Falcons get any production in their run game because Gurley's back and they're able to get chunk yards here and there with their run game, look out. The Falcons are going to win this game easily. But I don't think that'll happen. I think this will be close. But field goal we push. But I'm betting on the Falcons keeping this close and maybe pulling out a win. Julio is going to be the main difference here. I know he's struggling with this hammy this entire year, but I'm just banking on him. Then you got Ridley, and then hopefully I'm taking Ryan versus the Taysom Hill matchup here, and Taysom through the air. So if you guys have any questions, hit me up in the chat. All right, so that's Falcons +3. That's our big play for 3 units. Second play, we got the Colts versus the Texans, the under 50.5 for 2 units. So I know a bunch of people are on the over I've seen. I think this goes to show how this will show how big of a difference Will Fuller is into their game plan. I know Deshaun Watson's been actually playing probably best football of his career this year, but he's been inefficient. And then he gets this big play to Fuller, big play to Fuller there, big play to Fuller there, and I think that his luck runs out today, especially against this tout Colts defense that I know everyone will say Tannehill shredded him last week. Henry ran it up the middle on him all day long. It's Derrick Henry. No one's stopping Derrick Henry. So I just think Colts are going to get their the Colts get Buckner back as well. So you got the Fuller impact, and then you have Buckner getting back. I know David Johnson is back, but I don't think he's going to be much of an impact today. He might score a touchdown, maybe in a goal line set. But I think the Texans are going to run 2 tight end sets a little bit more and look to establish the run. And the Colts establishing the run is what they do. They have 3-headed monster. They got Jonathan Taylor back today. Nyheim Hines has been a revelation for them. And then Jordan Wilkins is serviceable to give them back. Rhodes closed. You'll have Rhodes on Cooks all day too. Yeah, I just don't see the Texans being able to maybe move the ball as well as they have been. Buckner and Autry, huge for so I didn't know Autry was back. So yeah, Buckner I knew for sure. And the Texans give up a league high 4.9 yards per carry, and I just think both these teams are going to be run heavy, or it's going to be come from behind city for Deshaun, and the Colts defense is going to make them one-dimensional, just passing, and going to be a slaughter. I think the Colts win by at least a touchdown. So their spread's in play as well. I think it's -3.5 or 3, but I take the under here, 50.5. Third play, we got Patriots money line +108, 2 units. Patriots D has been so this year. I've been on the opposite side of some of their plays as well. I think this is a great spot for them to, I wouldn't say absolutely dominate, but to sneak out a win. That's what they do this year. They just sneak out wins. They're 5-6. They're also 3-1 in their last 4. Belichick finds a way. He's one of the best coaches of all time to get it done. And if you watched the Bills and the Chargers game last week, you'll probably be on my side too, because Anthony Lynn is going to be overcoached in this matchup all day, all how. The Chargers have more talent. Herbert Allen, and Henry. I expect them. They're in all of my DraftKings lines pretty much. They're in a lot of them. I love the fact that they're going to get yards today. They're going to get a ton of yards. But then the field shrinks, red zone, and I don't think the Patriots are going to let them in very often. So I like the Patriots. Cam Newton's surprisingly thrown for 300 yards. I want to say 4 or 5 times this year. It's up there. You would think by some of his throws he doesn't do it, but he sure as hell has been doing it. But then one thing that I just think the Patriots are going to exploit in this matchup is the Chargers' run defense. It's horrible. It's the worst in the league at defensive efficiency against the run, and that's all the Patriots do. They are going to kill the clock. I wouldn't be surprised if this game, is 20-10 time of possession, so double the amount that Patriots have. If they can establish and keep getting first downs, this is going to be a lock for them. So that's where I'm sitting in this game. Let me know if you guys have any questions, any of these picks, what you do like, what you don't like about these. Next pick we got Cardinals plus 2.5 for 2 units. Basically, I think this is a must-win for the Cardinals. Not so much for the Rams, but the Cardinals plus 2.5. Goff has been a turnover machine as of late. I think he's got 10 turnovers in the last 3 games, something like that. And all the Cardinals do is play a lot of man defense. And if you've watched Jared Goff over the years, he is horrible against man defense. It's just like Jared Goff gets in the huddle, gets told what to do by Sean McVay, and if one guy's not open, he freaks out. So he'll drop back, and if he's not good, he's not going to scramble. He's not going to do anything else. So this man defense for the Cardinals is going to struggle. I want to see Cardinals hit +3 somehow. I like this type. Yeah, I could have waited for the +3. I don't know if it'll ever get there. I think it's trying to get there, but I think I've seen a lot of sharps on the Cardinals right here. I don't think Murray's shoulder is a concern anymore. I think that last week was more of a Bill Belichick week where they kind of limited Murray. He couldn't get on the outside or break one at all. So Belichick did a fantastic job against the Cardinals last week. I think they got outgained. Whoa, calm down. So Murray, and then so he actually will have to use his legs. He's going to have to get away from Aaron Donald's pressure. This is just a side that I think the Cardinals can exploit, and the Rams have been a little shoddy as of late. And then you got a nice stat that I found out was NFC West home underdogs 45-36 against the spread since 2003. So it pays to be the home underdog in the NFC West, it looks like. And last but not least is our teaser play today. Dot on dot bets. Yeah, exactly. Good old Hal, as you guys all can hear. But yeah, so we're going to go Jags versus Vikings. We're going to go Vikings. So we're going to tease it down. So I think it's 10. So we're going to tease it down to 6.5. And then also parlay that while going the under and putting that up. I think it was from 51 to 56.5. So that's a 2-unit teaser. And that pays plus 150. Todd making an appearance. Yeah, exactly. She just wanted to be on camera. All right, dive into this game. So I'm expecting run-heavy approaches by both teams in this game. James Robinson and Dalvin Cook are the bell cow running backs for both of these teams. Madison is out in this game, so expect Dalvin to get a majority. I know there was reports early on in the week. They said they wanted to scale him back. Not going to happen this week unless Boone comes in and runs pretty well. But Dalvin's going to be the guy unless they're up just significantly, and then they're just going to give it to Boone, maybe late second half. But yeah, I like teasing it down to 10. 10 is a big number. I like going. I was thinking about going to 3, but the odds were like minus 300, so I thought that was pretty stupid. So the Vikings 6.5. What is your point teaser? I basically just threw this on DraftKings and put it together, so it wasn't a point teaser. You can go to those game lines on DraftKings and kind of make it your own. So it's pretty much, I took the spread down 3.5 points, and then I teased the under up 5 points, just to kind of make sure, um, to answer your question, Justin. But then DJ Chark's back, but Jacksonville is still missing Sidney Jones and CJ Henderson on the defensive side of the ball. I'm not opposed to someone saying to take the Vikings at -10. I'm just looking at a little bit more sure of a bet here. Um, and like I said, both teams are going to lean on James Robinson and Dalvin Cook. Run, run, run. Mike Lennon is going to have to throw the ball at times. And he looked serviceable last week against the Browns. Browns were without a couple of their key defensive players. I think Garrett was out last week. He should be back this week. And I think that's what kind of helped Glennon out a little bit. Vikings defense is not the greatest, but I think it's serviceable. And the Vikings have been rolling a little bit. They got a little game-winning magic last week. So then Cousins has been playing a little bit better. But like I said, it's a run-heavy approach in this game. At least that's what I'm thinking. That both are going to do. If they let Cousins air it out, it could get close. I do like stacking this game. The total is 51, so Vegas does expect some points in here. I just tease it up a little bit here and there. So what we got, Max? I feel like 10. Tennessee -4.5 might be the mortgage lock of the week. Whew. Against the Browns. Don't believe in good old Baker Mayfield, huh, Max? I wouldn't be opposed to that bet. James Robinson, RIP. Yeah. The guy has been used in every situation this year. RIP to my fantasy team because I traded him. And this is, so that's all the bets today. We got overall 2020, we got 65, 47, and 2. So plus 28 units, 29 units. We were at 32. Lost a couple last week. Looking to build on that this week. You won't do a mortgage lock. Oh no, I don't want to get sued. Brown's going to win that. Browns blow against good teams. Wow, love it. Alright, so let's get out of this. So those are the picks for On the Dot. Now let's go over some DraftKings. So drop your DraftKings locks of the day. Drop your season-long questions in here. We'll be here for another 3 to 5 minutes going over this stuff. As you can see, got some lineups here. I got too many of them. Kyle, we need to win some this week. Also, I got to figure out who should be my touchdown parlay guy this week. Anytime score, put it in the chat. Alright, so let's look at it. Let's zoom in. So as you can see, we're fading the top 2 quarterbacks, Derek Carr and Aaron Rodgers. We have a heavy dose. Let's go to my lineups. Show you the exposures that we got. Alright, so we made 176 lineups. 176. We max out the mini max. There's 150 lineups there. Then we do the play action for 20 max there. If you're, word of advice, if you're not into maxing, then do single entries. That's the best way to get your money back and play against an even field. You hear about these one entry lineups into the millionaire that win. Very, very unlikely. So if you're on your ROI game and try to get some actual money for this, so let's go try to do those maxes. Try to max out some. But here are the exposures for the quarterback position. So we have 20% on Kirk. So we have a lot of Kirk. So like I said, that's game's probably the highest. It's 51. So we went up to 56.5. So if there is scoring in the game, we should be okay. But I'm expecting scoring in the game. What we got? Browns blow against good teams. Max got Ruggs as my sleeper. Henry Ruggs. There you go. Will the Chiefs win tonight in front of Tax Max and C Spot Camp? The Winnebago. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're definitely going to win. Will they cover the spread is the question. It went down to 13.5. It was at 14 early on in the week, so a lot of people have been pounding the Broncos 14. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we see Tax Max and C Spot Camp in the crowd. If they do, I'm sure they'll have a beer in their hand. All right, so I got Cousins 20%, Herbert 14%, Tannehill 10%, Ryan 9%, and Goff 8%. Pretty spread out, a lot more than usual. I would say 20 is probably the highest we go when it goes to quarterback exposures. Then as you see, if we go to running backs, this is where we're very top heavy. Running back position, I feel like you got to be spot on. You gotta absolutely get the core in your lineups. So our core is basically Eckler, Henry, Gaskin, Montgomery, Robinson, and Cook, and then we have some Booker. But we got half of our lineups are going to have Austin Eckler in it. I love him today, obviously. You're just his usage last week. I think he's like, what is he this week, lineup wise? He's $7,000 this week, 7.1, and he has an elite usage rate from last week. I don't expect them to dial it back anytime soon. One guy that we're probably under the field on probably is going to be Booker. I like Booker today. I expect him to get in the end zone. I just don't know if he's going to be that guy, that the lock button play that everybody's hoping to get. So that's our running backs. That's our top heavy, and then receivers. We spread out the receivers quite evenly this week, and I kind of like that approach a lot better. Carson's still a bad idea with Hyde questionable right now. Are you talking about TD parlay, Max? But yeah, so we got our top receivers. We got the Jets receivers, Mims and Perriman. It's not they won't be in stacks because we didn't stack that game, but they will be kind of pieces in every lineup we got, which I like a lot because these two are the main sources of how the ball gets down the field for the Jets. So Mims and Perriman will be sprinkled in about 70% of our lineups, which I'm fine with. DFS. I wouldn't say he's a bad idea at all, Max. Carson's great play. He's going to be the only guy there. And I think they're a 10-point favorite. So, yeah, he's going to get a bunch of usage. Bunch. But then we got Love, Keenan Allen again. Like I said, they're going to get yards and receptions, which is key on DraftKings. Doesn't have to necessarily get in the end zone. But if you get 100 yards with 6 to 7 receptions, that's a good day. Then we got Woods and Kupp, and we got Thielen, Robinson, Corey Davis, Jefferson, and then that rounds out. We got Adams at 13%, Julio at 14%, Hopkins at 13%. So we're very, very spread out on the receiver end, which I personally love. We've gotten a little bit top heavy as our wide receiver group recently, and then someone doesn't go off and we're screwed. So I feel like we have a little bit more balanced approach this week. And then for the tight ends, Firsker, he's going to be probably very, very high owned. He's minimum price 2.5, but we're going to probably match the field with 26% exposure. I think he'll be all the way up to 30% possibly. So we might be a little bit under the field, but I'm okay with that. Firksker and Akins, Tanyan, and Rudolph are the top guys there. So then we'll have some exposure to Waller, Goddard, and then Hunter Henry as well. Then we'll sprinkle in a little bit more there. But we got Firksker, Akins, Tanyan, and Rudolph. Justin, you really love Allen with Gilmore shadowing. I went Mike Williams instead for that game. Allen's a hell of a route runner. I think you can't go wrong with Mike Williams. But I think Allen is still going to get his. I don't. Gilmore's been shadowing a lot of people, and they still get theirs for the most part. I wouldn't be opposed to going to Mike Williams instead, but we're going to stick with Allen. He's probably the most surefire receiver, the highest floor receiver there. So yeah, I wouldn't mind. I see the pivot you're talking about, but I'd stick with Allen. Let's see if we have any Mike Williams. Yeah, we got a couple percentages of Mike Williams, so he's in there, but not as much as Keenan. So yeah, we'll be here for another minute or so. If you guys have any other questions, shoot them in the chat. Yeah, so like we got Herbert here. I'll just show you one of my lineups. A couple of them. So you got Herbert, Eckler, and Hunter Henry, and then we're coming back with N'Keal Harry. So that's the 3-to-1 stack. That's what we love to do. 3-to-1 all day long when you're in GPPs. That's 3 guys from one team, 1 person from the opposing team coming back. The 3-to-1 stack. I've seen 4-to-1s. I've seen 4-2s. Those are a little bit much, but let's see what else we got. Bunch of Herbert, Cousins here. So Cousins, we got Cook and Rudolph, and then we got Chark coming back. Always do 3-1. Always do 3-to-1. So Cousins, Cook, Thielen, and then we got Cole coming back. So it's all about stack of the day, Goff to Woods. Solomon, thoughts on Saints Falcons over? I'd probably say the under, Solomon. Where's that at? It's at 45.5. Solely based on last time these guys met, what was it, 33? Ended up being at. We took the under, and we were on that. And the Saints D has stopped Matt Ryan at times, and with Taysom behind center, you just don't know what you're going to get. So I'd lean the under in that game, but 45 is a low number for those two teams, but you got Taysom. I'd lean the under in that one, Solomon. Justin, stack of the day, Goff, Woods. Talking about DraftKings? So we got some Tannehill stacks. Tannehill. We got some Newton. We do have some Goff. So we got Goff the Woods. There you go, Justin. You happy? Then we got Matt Ryan. So it's all spread out. We got some Wilson. Some Wilson love. Wilson to Lockett. Wilson to Metcalf. So we got some good. DFS, yeah. I mean we're on them. We got about, what's the exposure? Let's see. I want to say I think Woods was 10%. Woods is 21%. So there you go. We got a bunch of him. So he's right underneath Allen. And we got Cup. So we got Woods in a lot. He's either stacked or by himself. So yeah, we like him a lot this game. Same with Cup. All right. So we are going to get on out of here unless you guys have any other questions. Go ahead. Remember, hit that follow button. And let's go get this money this week. See you, boys.